Welcome back to Huffler Garage. So today we have our Garmin Portable Fishing Kit. We're going to show you the unboxing and the initial setup. This does not come with the Fishfinder, so you must purchase it separately, and we're going to show you that setup. This is the finished product. We'll unzip that. And in here, you have your Fishfinder. On the side here, this is where your storage for the transducer wiring is. It all wraps up on there. Spin this around, and that's why that handle is nice. Open up the back here. And that is where our battery and transducer is. In this box, it comes with a battery and a smart charger, a handle and a base, transducer cable management and storage, transducer suction cup, and a float. And with this, obviously it protects it while it's on the boat. It protects it if you're going ice fishing, which we haven't done yet. We hope to. Spin it around to this side. You can also fish from your dock, and that's what the floaty's for. We'll show you that. And you can take your Fishfinder from boat to boat, and that's really where we're going to use it, is switching it from dinghy to dinghy and other boats, and it just makes it really portable. Alright, let's open this up and see what's in here. Oh! So our first item is our actual bag. That looks to be like our battery. We have another box, which we'll open here shortly. That'll be our handle and our base. And that is what's left in the box. Move my trash out of the way. Voila. Let's open this bad boy up. In this box, we have our little pool noodle. That way, if you're fishing off the dock, you can do that. That would be our suction cup, our mount for our transducer, another mount for the transducer, I'm guessing, the charger, and some other hardware. I lied. Sorry, this is our charger for our battery. We'll just leave that in the box. And this is our hookup from the battery to the Fishfinder. And another little bag of hardware. And our instruction manual. All right. Get this out of the way. The first thing we're going to set up is we're going to take our base out. There's our base. And our handle. Okay, so slide your handle down in there. It does come with the hardware. So you do need the smallest nut and the longest bolt. There's 2 of each of these. Slides through like that. Let's see if I can get that in there. So I'm just going to get that started. Our other nut. On this base, the nut does just go into a little seat. And if I can just get that started, it'll be good. Now you do need a Phillips screwdriver. It does not come with this kit. And you tighten up like so. just easily hand tight that. These nuts are nylon locking nuts. You do not have to put a ton of pressure on them. Obviously that seat and everything that this is going up against is plastic, so you do not want to crush it or possibly fracture your base. And that is how you mount your handle onto your base. As we go through this, I am going to be reading the instructions a little bit. So we have our handle on our base. Weirdly enough, it tells us to go ahead and move to the suction cup. Now for this suction cup, as you've seen our finished product before, we did put this on our bass boat and run it at about 30 miles an hour, and it did not come off, so it does work really well. So we have our suction cup, our mount, and so I went back to my instructions to see how to set all this up, and you only get one page before it just immediately goes into French. And the rest of this is all the same thing in different languages. So from here on out, we're winging it. Easiest thing to do right now is just go ahead and throw this mount onto our suction cup. The large bolt goes in there. And like I said, we're just going to be winging it from here on out. Alright, so the suction cup is hooked up. We'll set that to the side. Well, I know the battery goes there. Obviously, we already built one of these, so we kind of have an idea, but most of this was found out by just looking at the photos on the boxes and figuring it out for ourselves. So it does come with Velcro straps that hold the battery in, and you can kind of see it in the photo there. So easiest option, we're going to pull our battery out and I guess fish these up through there. There are 2 slots. They're quite rectangular. And maybe I can do this. Oh, there's one. Let's pull that up through there. All right, like that. Orientation of the battery. Looks like your leads go towards this side that has the little trough. Right like that. Velcro one side in. There's our second one. And that's how you mount your battery. Next step. Well, I just really kind of want to get into the bag, so I'm going to do that. Alright, there's our nice, fresh, pristine bag. Open this bad boy up. And we're just going to slide it right in there. There it is in the bag. And it does have this little flap on Velcro, and that holds it into the handle. Right like so. And on the back end here, that flap does make it nice because you can actually grasp your handle. I guess the next step is, let's pull out our Fishfinder and load it on. For this setup, we're going to pull it back out of the bag. just so you can see everything, and it should make it easier. Set that back to the side. Alright, first things first, we're going to set up our base for our fish finder. So this is the base that it comes with. You will have to pull the Phillips screw out of the center here. And what that's going to allow you to do is on your base, actually be able to put your screws in. Your 3 Phillips screws. Get all these started before we tighten them up. Okay, once your base is on there and you make sure all your 3 screws are tight, slide that back down on there and tighten that Phillips screw that is in the center. Not too tight there. Our next step, just since I've already got the screwdriver out, I'm going to go ahead and set up our mount for our transducer. This requires 5 screws, and if you're unboxing your fish finder, it comes with it. And this is the mount you're going to use for the suction cup and the transducer setup. So actually, I believe this one does come with the bag, not the fish finder. So the fish finder comes with several different setups for a trolling motor and, well, other setups, which we're not going to use right now. We may in the future. But for right now, we're going to set it up for the suction cup. It does come with little lock washers. These items are very small. So don't drop them and lose them like I almost just did. So pop that down in there like that. Maybe. Never mind. I'm just going to put it on the screw and start it. There's our mount for the transducer. Before we proceed, I want to make some clarifications for anyone that the 3 screws that holds on this base come with the base. And also this mount for the transducer comes with the base kit. Now as for the 5 screws that hold this on to the transducer and this mount here, come with the fish finder. The fish finder does have other options for hookups on boats, but if you're wanting to use the suction cup setup, that is the information you need to have. Now connecting your suction cup to your transducer, the suction cup points away from where the wire goes in, and a bit tight as you slide it on there. You'll need the long bolt and a washer, which I almost forgot to put on. Slides through your hole, comes out, your next washer, and your wing nut. Once again, we'll need our Phillips. I guess you don't really need it, but don't put it too tight on there because you do want to be able to adjust it depending on your boat, and like I just did, tightened it way too much. a little bit tight, it being brand new. We're going to just leave it like that for now. But that is how you set your suction cup up. I'm going to set this to the side. I do want to say this is specific to the Striker 4 and the EchoMap 40 series. So on your base plate mount, your device mount, to hook in your transducer wire and your power wire. Ah, there we go. I got it to work from pulling from the bottom. So you'll pull this piece off. Okay, so our power wire, they do have a little flat bottom on them that goes right in here. Right like that. The flat bottom. Right like that. And pull this back. I'm not going to pull this off just in case we use it on something else. Your clip. Clips them right in, and there they are stable. Okay. Get these wires out of the way. Now to slide this into this base. Click it up so that way it is loose. I can only imagine that this is not going to be easy. Oh, well that was a lot easier than I expected. I'm going to adjust it. Make sure you latch that back down, and that way it holds it. And now for our device, I'm going to call it a head unit. Ain't that pretty. I'll turn this around. It sits right like that. Clips right in. And there's your setup. Real quick, we're going to go ahead and set up our power. As most people know, black to black, red to red. Might help if I take the covers off of the battery. Red to red. Black to black. I will say that this battery doesn't have a different connection, so every time you go to charge it, you will have to pull these off and hook your charger in. A little annoying. They should have done a different setup, but now that we have that, just fish this in here. Right like so. Keep this bundled for our transducer. And we're going to slide her into the bag. We don't need that. And that is our setup. As for the storage, this is the nice part about this bag. And this mount is you can wrap up your transducer wire on here and store it all in the bag for your portability. And then obviously as you hook it up or suction cup it to your boat, you can let out the wire just as much as you need. And that way you just don't have extra wire just hanging around everywhere. And this is our finished product of both of our Garmins. And this bag is really nice, obviously. Once you have it all set up, you can close her up, carry her anywhere you want to go. This portable fishing kit is great because we can use it on all 4 of our dinghies with the suction cup mount. We can use it on our sailboat when we turn off the sonar and use it as a chart plotter. We've already used it on our bass boat as a second fish finder, which was really nice. And yeah, so that's what Garmin has to offer out of their Portable Fishing Kit. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, and follow us along for more videos in the future. And these are really nice because they are portable. We have a shallow water alarm,